The way the American media made it seem like Africa was just people living in huts everywhere. And quite literally, Africa is gorgeous. Like, when you actually look at places, Africa's fucking gorgeous. Why the fuck did y'all not show that to me growing up? Like, literally growing up, I thought everyone who was in Africa lived in a hut. I didn't know that there were beautiful parts of Africa at all, because that just wasn't being shown. But they still exist. I'm like, bitch, why were we not seeing that? Like, I clearly didn't know that Africa was beautiful like that. And y'all clearly did that for a reason. Like, when you start to see how beautiful it is in some places, you're like, oh, okay, this is why you don't show us these parts. Because you don't want us to see, like, oh, Africa's actually beautiful. You want us to have this preconceived notion of what Africa is like, and you want us to judge off of that and only think Africa looks this one way, and that it can't possibly look any other way. Because of the people who live there, of course. That's just insane to me. But yeah, Africa is fucking beautiful. They lied. Not to anyone's surprise, of course.
It's a beautiful morning here in Cape Town, South Africa. Beautiful, look at this. It's Africa, baby, Africa. In Table Bay Mountain. It's gorgeous. This is Africa, baby, Africa. Feel like the Lion King.
Now, welcome back again to the African Streamline. I really appreciate your presence being here at this moment. There is something very, very important, something crucial I want to talk about right now. I wanted to touch this topic, and it's been my it's been my will to really talk about this. We have been talking about unity amongst the black people, African Americans uniting with Africans, or maybe let me say all the black people in particular, to come together and unite, because unity is the only thing that can take us out of the oppression we are going through. It can take like it can make us stop being slavery. It can stop the white American, like the white supremacists and all the Europeans, the Westerners, from coming to our countries, invading, from oppressing us, from stealing what belongs to us, from taking away what belongs to us. So this has been something we've been talking about, and we said, if there is one thing that can be able to make us be different people, or if there is one thing that can make us survive from all these things, is if we can be able to unite. Number one, unity brings a lot of things. Unity, number one, is very strong, and unity can really scare the West or the enemies. And I told you, when the enemy wanted to actually, they wanted to invade Africa, they wanted to take control of us, they started by dividing a black person. So they divided black people because they knew the moment we divide them, they're going to be weak. And when they're weak, we can easily manipulate them. So what a white supremacist did, or a colonizer, he started by dividing black people into different ethnicities and all that. And it was easy for them to manipulate us. It was easy for them to actually win us because we were weak, because a divided group or a divided nation is a weak nation. So now we know, and we've been listening to stories, we've read books, we've read the history, we've listened to commentaries, we've watched videos on YouTube from different people, different Pan-Africanists who are championing for unity, because they know what unity can really do, what unity can really bring on the table, what unity can influence, okay? How can unity really affect the life we are living today? And therefore, we have come up with an understanding and an agreement, okay, an inclusive agreement that unity is the only thing that can save us. Now, as you're talking about unity, there are African Americans who fear to come back to Africa. Many of them have come back to Africa already, and they are already settling to countries that are peaceful, to countries that are doing better, to countries that are well. And any moment they stay in Africa, or any moment they enter Africa, they really feel comfortable, they live well, peacefully, and all that. There is nothing that they're feeling that is difficult or something like that. In fact, they are very happy when they're in Africa, okay? So them coming back to Africa has given them hope, it has given them strength. But we have other many African Americans who fear to come back to Africa. Reason being, they are walking around and they're watching on the social media, on these YouTube platforms also. They are seeing an Africa that is in chaos, an Africa that is uncivilized, an Africa that is fighting day and night, an Africa where the heads of state are killing people and they're destroying people for their anger, because of anger for power, okay? And these African Americans feel like we cannot go back to Africa, because if we go back to Africa, and even Africa itself is not safe, so how are we going to live or stay in a continent where there is no safety? I want to put something right. I want to put it right today, and I want to correct that today. That is the purpose for this video, and that is why I decided to shoot this video, because I want to correct something. I want to amend something. The African Americans and the black people who think that in Africa there is chaos, in Africa people are divided. That is why like in Africa people are divided, because somebody told you in the comment section that we cannot come to Africa and unite with you people unless you people start by uniting first. Let me tell you something. In Africa there is unity. In Africa there is togetherness. And in Africa there is no chaos. I will put it right. So make sure you watch this video to the end. Wait for my commentary at the end of the video. But before we go deeper into it, before I tell you why I'm telling you that in Africa there is no chaos, even though you're seeing chaos, that in Africa there is unity, even though you're seeing disunity, I will come back and tell you why is it that you can be able to see there is chaos in Africa, even though there is not, and there is disunity in Africa, even though there is not. Okay, but first of all, I want to show you some images, a little pictures and videos of African Americans who have already come back to Africa. They're living better, they're happy in Africa, they're staying well in Africa, and everything concerning everything connected to black people and all that is really making them feel happy. Okay, so that you know, you might be staying in America and saying, I won't go back to Africa because in Africa there is this, and this, but there are those who are already here and they're beginning to see the beauty of Africa and they're living better and peacefully in Africa. Then I will come back and tell you why is it that you feel like you cannot come back to Africa, and why are you wrong when you're thinking in Africa there is chaos, in Africa there is war and all that. So take a look at these videos. If you're watching for the first time, kindly consider subscribing to this channel so that we can be able to grow together, okay? For the returning subscribers, I really appreciate you so much. You know, you're very important people. I really, really appreciate. I thank you so much, okay? Now, as you're watching this video, prepare your thoughts, have them shared with me in the comment section. I'm gonna do my best to make sure I try and read every single one of them and give a response where possible. But until then, let's take a look at the video.
I wouldn't go back. For $100 an hour job, I wouldn't go back. I would not go back at all. Getting up in the morning, doing what you have to do, and rushing to go and punch the clock to make somebody else rich. You get to decide what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it. And us, we work really hard. So it pays off because we're working for ourselves instead of giving all our energy and everything to somebody else to make them rich so they can live a good life. In the U.S., we're kind of groomed to be an employee, you know, work for someone.
Like my friend said, he is in Ohio. He said, I have tried four times and I have to go back.
Really?
Yeah, 4 times. He said, man, I wish I can do it. Everybody wanted to come home. About 90%. Who wanted to get up in the morning and go and clock and, I mean, stress? Yeah, no. Everybody wanted to come home, but they're scared that when they get home, the money will get finished and then they have to go back. You know, when you are in overseas, you might think that people like you, family members love you. But when you come here and stay, their attitude is different. Yeah, I think Ghana it's expensive. Ghana is not what you think. When you convert the money to dollars, you might think that it's not expensive, but the money runs like river. So when you come and think that Ghana is cheap and you are coming to spend your money, like United States, you can't last. You will go back. Now, I don't think about to become a millionaire. I just want to live my simple life. If I can buy something, whatever I want, I can buy it. I'm okay. I don't want to be a millionaire. No, I don't.
Proud to be a Black American, right? I didn't feel the need to say African American. I felt exactly how they did. I'd been to several countries in Africa, and felt like I was in I went to Congo. I went to Djibouti, Rwanda, Nairobi, Kenya, South Africa. I was been in a lot of those places, and I'm going, hey, Black American, I'm proud. We've accomplished a great deal. Do they really feel like we're connected with? Until I went to Ghana, I got roots in Ghana. That's my lineage. Think about if you run into an Asian dude on the street, and you say, well, where are you from? And he says, I'm from Cleveland. My people are from Cleveland. You'd be like, that's not right. Where are you from? No, Cleveland. It's stupid, right? It's silly to think that man's beginnings were from Cleveland. There's more to this story. It's exactly the same for us, for me. When I would say South Carolina and Louisiana, because my mother was from South Carolina, my father was from Louisiana. That's, even if I didn't know what lineage I had, that's part of the story. Just as much as the Asian do. When I think, oh shit, I'm thinking the beginning of who I am is a slave. Deal with that for a second. I think my beginnings of my historical background started in South Carolina and fucking Louisiana. What do you think that does to my psyche? Think about it for a second.
That's a good point.
And the fact that I knew that there was a bigger trek that started in Ghana. And believe me, I'm not one of those that I want to hold on to. No, I was cool being a Black American and very proud of it. But damn it, I realized that me telling myself that South Carolina was enough, oh, that's some bullshit. For me, I can only speak for me. But when I went back and the way I felt, man, I wish this for anybody Black living in this country. I think you free yourself and you see yourself in a different way when even if you say, which I think the right answer is, when somebody says, where are you from? And you go, I actually don't know where my historical African roots are, but my great-grandfather was from North Carolina or whatever. That frees you to know that there's more to your story. But when I learned about Ghana and when I went back there, it felt different from every place else, because I felt like, oh shoot, when I landed in Ghana and I looked around, I'm like, yo, if you put a Nike shirt on this cat right there, he looks like he could be walking right on Ventura. And I clearly saw where the slaves came from, because I'm going, these look exactly like American Black people right now. And in Benin and places like that. Well, when I'm in Eritrea and places like that, I stick out like a sore thumb. He's like, hey, where's this big Black American? Oh, he's right there. I would stand out like a sore thumb. And you realize that's where you got these big old strapping Black folks from. And to know that we weren't slaves, man. We were absolutely talented farmers and technical people, because that was the industry in Africa. You had to know how to farm. They kidnapped successful working people to build the country.
Yeah.
But psychologically, slaves is the term. Okay? I'm not that guy because there's not something in me that feels like something's missing, and I got to put that in there. Till I realized, and I went there, I can never look at myself the same. And oh my goodness, like I said, I wish that for everybody to find out. And it's not on some, new age shit. It's just, the truth.
Now, welcome. Now let me tell you something. There is something small I want to tell you, and I want you to be very keen on this. I want you to follow this very clearly. You can be able to see chaos in Africa, right? You're right. You can be able to see disunity in Africa, right? You're very right. You can be able to see people fighting, the governments killing their own people, and people demonstrating every time, and corruption and all that. You can be able to see people who are not together, they aren't speaking the same language, they're not moving in the same direction, everybody with their own views and perspectives towards issues and matters and everything. That is what you're seeing out there, right? You're right. And that is the reason as to why some other African Americans feel like they can't come to Africa because of all those kind of things. But remember, we have African Americans in Africa. They're living better, they're happy, and they feel like if there is a continent we're not going to live again, is the continent of Africa. That is what they say. I've played videos for you. You see how they're happy, how they're enjoying life in Africa and all of that. It is not that they're not seeing these things that are happening. They're seeing them. But now, the problem between them and you who isn't coming to Africa because you think that in Africa there is chaos, is that they understand. They know what is really happening. And you don't know what is really happening. So I'm here to tell you what is really happening. Listen, the idea, the mission, the intention, and the purpose of a white supremacist is to make sure that Africa is not united. And I've realized they have a mission of making African Americans see it that way. This mission did not start at this time. It started a long time ago. Now, they're just finding new ways of implementing it or new ways of making it happen, of accomplishing the mission. Okay? The target was African Americans all along. Why? Number one, white Americans know the African Americans are very much intelligent, clever. They've been exposed to first world countries. They have ideas. They have skills and all that. They can be able to do a lot of things. So these people, if they can come back to Africa, it means they're going to come to Africa with a lot of ideas. Their ideologies can make Africa advance very easily, grow very fast, and all of that. That is why Captain Ibrahim Traore has always called African Americans back to Burkina Faso. Why? Because he needs great minds close to him to be able to work things out. Okay? He needs great minds close to him to be able to implement, to be able to accomplish, to be able to work things out efficiently. Okay? He knows for me to be successful, I need people around me who are intelligent. And he knows the only people who can help me are not white people, are not foreigners. They are the people who are born from this land, the people who have let me say, they are proud to be from this land. They have a passion of living in Africa. That is why Captain Traore has always opened doors for African Americans to come back to Africa. Now, white supremacists, they do not want this thing to happen because they know if Africans can get intelligent people, then it means Africa will change very easily, very fast, and they will remain in shadows. So they have a mission of making Africa divided and making black people divided. Farrakhan said, a unity of a black person is as powerful as an atomic or hydrogen bomb. It is true. And the West knows that. So the West has a mission of making sure Africa will never be together. They will always be divided. Always be divided. They will always get divided. Now, they used to teach you about the poor, the poverty in Africa. They taught you about people in Africa living outside. There is no houses in Africa. That Africans are living on the trees, in the forest. They told you in Africa there is no clothes. People are not putting on clothes. They told you in Africa there is a lot of diseases. You can't live in Africa peacefully because diseases are all over. They told you children in Africa and parents in Africa and everybody, youths in Africa, they are living a very worst life that you will never want to live. Isn't that what they told you? That is exactly what they said and what they told you. Believe me, that is what they wanted you to know. But right now, we have many people who have come back to Africa and they realized everything we were told about Africa was wrong. It wasn't true, it was a lie. And for this whole time, we've been living lies. Okay? Because tell me why somebody would tell you Africa is a place where you shouldn't go because it's a bad place, and then the same person keeps on visiting Africa to come and see beautiful beaches in Africa, beautiful mountains in Africa, beautiful valleys in Africa. You see, because in Africa we have got beautiful mountains and valleys. We have got beautiful seas and beaches in Africa. And therefore, they would travel all the way from America to come back to Africa to look at, to watch and see all those beautiful sceneries and all that. You see, then they would tell you, Africa is a very bad place, a place that you as an individual should never try to go there. Now, people who are intelligent, they will know something is cooking, okay? Now, it was their mission to keep you in shadows to know that Africa looks this way, so that you will never want to come back to Africa, because they know they need you, they depend on you, they are leaning on you. Without you, they can't make it. Without your skills, they can't make it. Without your power, they can't make it. Without your knowledge, they can't make it. They're using the knowledge of the black people in America, the knowledge of the African Americans, the intelligence of the African Americans, the skills of the African Americans, the power of the African Americans for them to be able to build America. Do you want to tell me, is there going to be a point, there's going to be a point where they'll leave you, where they'll let you go peacefully, where they'll allow you to go? And that is why many a times they've made the lives of a black person in America difficult. Why? Because they know it is only by them making your life difficult that you cannot be able to come back to Africa. Somebody said many African Americans want to come back to Africa, but they can't afford a single cent or a single money so they can be able to pay for the tickets to come back to Africa. And they're living in America. You see that? And so it's been difficult. It's been a problem. And even today, the same thing still continues, but now today they have advanced a little bit. They're trying to bring it in a different way. So they know you people have gone through all these things, chaos and all that, and you hate chaos and all that. Now they are bringing chaos in Africa. You see the chaos that are going on in Africa, the chaos you see on the media and say, I cannot go to Africa because in Africa there is chaos. It's caused by the people you're living with around you. You see the demonstrations we're seeing from the youths in Africa, it is because these foreign governments, they're making things difficult for our governments and inciting them, and gaslighting them, and making them corrupt leaders and all of that. Make them steal public funds and all of that by making their lives difficult. These people can't build the countries because the only things they need to build the countries with have been taken away by the white people. So white people are causing all these things to make youths get frustrated. When the youths get frustrated, they go on the road, they start demonstrating and demolishing things and all of that. Then they stream that, and that one is what they put on the media for you to see. When you see that, when you look at that, will you be able to come back to Africa? You won't be able to come back to Africa. The disunity you're seeing in Africa amongst the leaders and the people and all that, it's made and brought to Africa by the West, nobody else, to make you believe the place you want to go, the land you claim it's your roots, and that is where you want to go, that land is not safe. Those roots of yours aren't safe at all. And if you want to be peaceful or to be okay, you must stay in this country. So by showing you those things and by showing you that videos and all of that, it convinces you not to come back to Africa. But the problem is not Africans. The problem is the West, causing chaos in Congo, causing chaos in Sudan, causing chaos in Libya, causing chaos in even Tanzania today, and causing chaos in many other countries in Africa, making it difficult for you to believe there is peace in Africa. But in Africa, there is peace. And African people are very much united. If you want to know black people in Africa are united, look at just what happened recently when the Kenyans who were going to Tanzania to demonstrate with the Tanzanians for the bad government, to help them do away with bad governance and bad leaders. That is unity. Right now, if something happens in Nigeria and youths go on the road, you will see everywhere on the social media, all single Kenyan African youths supporting them and all of that. That shows you a certain unity that is in the midst of African people. So in Africa, we are united. Black people in Africa are very much united. But you cannot be told that. You can't be allowed to know that black people in Africa are very much united. So that even when you want to come back to Africa, you feel like you cannot come. Because why should I go to a place where people are not united? Why should I go to a place where people are fighting? And that is what has always gone on every time. That's what has always been existing every time. Their mission has been to make you believe Africa is a bad place for you to go, so that you don't go to that place, so that you don't visit that place. But you better meet or consult from people who have been there, from people who are living here even today, and they will tell you the beauty of Africa and how Africa is beautiful and everything that is in Africa that they're enjoying. Look at the videos. Go around, you're going to see that in Africa there is beautiful places, and there are places in Africa where there is a lot of peace. These people cause chaos to keep them continue stealing from Africa. That is why they cause chaos. And they cause chaos to stop you from coming to Africa. Because when you come to Africa, stealing will end. When you come to Africa, bad governance will end and things will change. So for those who said they don't want to come to Africa because of that reason, I've cleared your mind. If you can't believe, approach somebody who has been here, an African American, and who is living here today. He will tell you the truth. Look at the likes of Kelly's and the likes of many people like Akon, yeah? Like all these people, they can tell you, yeah? Because they know, they've been here, they understand. So Africa is a good place. It's peaceful, though they're trying to destroy peace. It's united, though they're trying to destroy unity. But you are the people who will come and make that or bring that to an end. At the end of the day, that is just my opinion. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I will do my best to make sure I read all the comments and give a response where possible. I am the African Streamline. Thanks for coming, and thanks for always being here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, notification bell. Be the first person to get every episode as it really comes in. Until next episode, peace be with you.